3, 2, 1. I could very easily call this implicit differentiation part 2 because it's still the same thing. It just adds a little more. They're going to give you a point on the curve and they're going to ask for you to find the slope of that point. Now, like I said in the last video, you have to note both x and y since we're dealing with both x and y in the overall equation for the derivative. So let's take a look on page 146. And let's take a look at problem 121. And that's very simply the equation xy equals 4. And they want to know what is the slope at the point negative 4, negative 1. And you can see this definitely a point on there. X is negative 4, y is negative 1, negative 4 times negative 1 times 4, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So, what is the slope? That. So, here we go. Power rule. X times the derivative of y plus y times the derivative of x, which is 1, equals 4. Nope, slope of 4 is 0. Dead. So this gives us x y prime, or dy dx. I like y prime better. Plus y equals 0. So now I'm going to move this y over here, get this y prime term by itself. So subtract y, we get x y prime equals negative y. And then to get the y prime by itself, divide both sides by that x. And so y prime equals negative y over x. So there's our equation for the slope. Now, since we know the point, we can find the slope. We know that y is negative 1. So it's negative of negative 1 over x, which is negative 4. Negative of negative 1 is positive 1. 1 divided by negative 4 is the fraction negative 1/4. There's your slope. It's that simple. If you know how to do implicit differentiation, this will be pretty easy stuff. If you don't know how to do implicit differentiation, go back and do the practice problem to make sure you got it down pretty good. Or give me a call, or talk to me, or whatever, and we'll try and get you fixed. From a calculus point of view. Number 23. I'm not going to fix your car. I'm not going to fix you up on a day. I'm going to fix your calculus issue. Good. All right, so for this one, is y squared equals x squared minus 4 over x squared plus 4, and the point at which they want us to find the derivative, or the slope rather, value is 0.20. Okay? So, this is rather nice here. We've got the y squared over here, so we know that this is going to be dy dx. Times 2y. Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's go below this. Put this right down here. Rid of this, 2y, dy dx, and again, I'm going to put the y prime there. This can be cumbersome or troublesome, I guess is the word I'm looking for, because this looks like the same thing. It's not. This is a prime, this is not a prime. So I'll put a little dot there to show that they're supposed to be apart from each other. Equals. Now, we're going to use the quotient rule to do this. So that means the denominator, x squared plus 4, times the derivative of the numerator, which is 2x, because that negative 4 is a constant, drops out. But because we're dividing, this will be a subtraction sign here. And now we got x squared minus 4, times the derivative of x squared, which again is 2x. And the positive 4 drops out as a 0. So that gives us that over the denominator. And be careful on this. Remember, in the rule of quotients, we have to square the original denominator. So x squared plus 4 y squared. Be careful on that. All right? So we have 2y times y prime is equal to, now, let's go through and multiply this out. In fact, I'll multiply this out and combine my terms right here. Let's use a nice cool blue color. This blue is just beautiful here. So 2x times x squared is 2x cubed. 2x plus our times 4 is 8x minus, so a negative x squared times 2x is a negative 2x cubed, and a negative 4, a negative of a negative 4 is positive 4 times 2x is a positive x. Now rather conveniently, these two cancel out. That makes life a tad easier for us. So that gives us on top 16x over x squared plus 4 quantity squared. At this point then you get y prime by itself, and we divide both sides by 2y. So y prime equals 16x over 2y times x squared plus 4 quantity squared. Well, we can factor out 2 and the 16 leave us 8 on top right here. So this is going to give us 8x over y times x squared plus 4 quantity squared. So there's our equation for the derivative. Now let's go to the point. What is the point we're trying to find here? 2 for x and y for 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So x is 2, so on top is 8 times 2. Y is 0. Holy smokes! Well, let's put the 2 squared in there anyway. That's 4 squared. Yeah, issue. I'll use red on this one because that tells us that we have a denominator of 0. 0 times n equals 0. So this is undefined. Undefined. Infinity, undefined. More importantly, is if you have an undefined slope, that's the opposite of a zero slope. Zero slope is a horizontal line. Vertical slope is an undefined or infinity slope. So this is a vertical slope. Okay? Don't see those too often, but when we do, go with it. It's nice to see horizontals and verticals. It makes life so much easier to calculate.